During the brutal winters of World War II, soldiers faced an enemy far more merciless than bullets. The cold temperatures dropped so low that rifles froze solid. Canteens cracked open like glass, and rations turned to blocks of ice. But deep on the Eastern Front, and across the frozen forests of the Ardennes, a handful of engineers devised something extraordinary. A heating method so efficient, it defied logic. It could keep a bunker warm for days, using almost no fuel, no open flame, and without producing a single trace of smoke that could reveal their position. It worked so well that after the war, it vanished erased from field manuals, buried beneath layers of classified reports in the march of modern technology. What made this lost invention so effective? And why was it hidden? Stay with me, because by the end, you'll not only understand the science behind it, but you'll also know how this same method can be safely recreated today. Before we begin, subscribe to In the Beginning, where forgotten ideas and ingenious history are brought back to life. The story begins with the problem that forced soldiers to innovate. By the winter of 1942, men on both sides were dying from exposure almost as fast as from combat. Open fires were forbidden. Smoke meant discovery, and discovery meant death. Even in dugouts, the bitter wind stole heat faster than it could be made. Traditional stoves devoured fuel and glowed faintly under night scopes, betraying positions miles away. Commanders demanded something revolutionary: a silent, smokeless, fuel-efficient source of heat that could be built from the earth itself. And that's when field engineers from Germany, Finland, and the Soviet Union began experimenting independently with what they would call subterranean radiant heating. Soldiers nicknamed it the thermal trench. This system redirected heat and exhaust from small fires through a hidden tunnel of clay and metal, transforming dangerous smoke into gentle, radiant warmth. It was brilliant. And it saved lives. Here's how it worked. Soldiers dug a shallow channel, no wider than a helmet, leading from outside the bunker to beneath its floor. At the entrance, they built a small fire pit, burning wood, charcoal, even dried animal dung when supplies ran low. Instead of venting the smoke into open air, they covered the trench with stones or metal scraps, sealed it with wet clay, and ran it directly beneath their shelter. As the hot air traveled through this buried passage, the earth absorbed the heat, radiating it upward into the bunker. By the time the smoke reached the far end of the trench, it had cooled enough to vent invisibly through a hidden outlet, often disguised under brush or snow. Inside, the air was warm, steady, and silent. No smoke, no glow, no wasted fuel. Without realizing it, those freezing engineers had built the ancestor of what modern science calls the rocket mass heater, a design still praised for its unmatched efficiency. The clay not only trapped warmth, it filtered carbon gases and insulated the entire system, creating a primitive yet powerful form of air purification. But for all its brilliance, this innovation came with a deadly flaw. After the war, Allied and Soviet engineers studied captured bunker schematics and found that many of these systems operated dangerously close to carbon monoxide poisoning levels. Just one mistake, the wrong soil, a poorly sealed vent, could turn the bunker into a tomb. Reports from 1943 and 1944 describe units found dead in their sleep, their fires still glowing outside, their bunkers sealed too tight. To prevent further tragedy, the design was quietly erased from future manuals. It was too efficient to abandon, but too risky to teach without proper training. By the 1950s, portable stoves and safer exhaust systems replaced it entirely. Yet even today, none matched the stealth and heat retention of the wartime thermal trench. The hidden science behind its success lay not in the fire, but in the materials. Wet clay acted as both insulator and heat sink, absorbing energy and releasing it slowly over time. Soldiers mixed sand and ash to prevent cracking and improve airflow, creating a natural composite that could withstand the elements. Some even lined the tunnels with spent shell casings or metal scraps, turning them into makeshift heat exchangers. Fire, metal, clay, and soil layered together formed a natural thermal battery that continued radiating warmth long after the flames had died. And here's the incredible part. The same principle can still be used safely today. Modern survivalists, homesteaders, and off-grid builders have rediscovered this concept under new names. Earth heating, passive mass radiators, thermal trench heaters. The method is timeless. Dig a shallow channel from an outdoor fire pit toward your shelter. Line it with stones or metal, seal it with clay, and let the heat travel beneath the floor before venting out the far side. With proper ventilation and modern safety measures, it provides a smokeless warmth, just as it did in the 1940s. What makes this rediscovered idea so significant isn't just its efficiency. It's what it represents. The way human ingenuity thrives under pressure. In the darkest winters of war, soldiers didn't just fight for survival. They engineered it. They merged ancient building wisdom with modern necessity, proving that innovation often begins where desperation meets creativity. The thermal trench wasn't just a heating method. It was a statement that even in the harshest conditions, human beings will find a way to turn the elements themselves into allies. And that, perhaps, is the most powerful form of resilience. If you find stories like this fascinating, forgotten wartime innovations that still shape the technology we use today, subscribe to In the Beginning, because sometimes the answers to our future lie buried in the ingenuity of our past.